OMFG. Oh my effing god. Woman is shocked that men were right all along. Men like myself were right all along. You see, clarity is a beautiful word, isn't it? It sounds clean. It's got a sort of freshness to it, doesn't it? When men say men are no longer pursuing, chasing, approaching, going after the modern woman anymore like they used to. When men say that, women call cap. Why? Because men still approach him. A simple understanding is, men who understand boundaries actually listen to what women are saying. Respect a woman's boundaries enough to understand not to invade her space. Yeah, make her feel uncomfortable. Because if you're trying to get a woman's number, making her feel uncomfortable doesn't make sense to you as a man. But that's not every man. A lot of women don't understand. They're slowly catching up now. Men who do not give an F about an outcome, about boundaries, they still approach. They don't give an F what women say on the internet. In fact, they benefit of decent men not approaching. It's more options for them. But what do I mean? Have a look at this.
So women told men that we don't want to be approached, basically. Like, we're like, don't approach us this way, don't approach us that way, like, don't approach us, yada, yada, yada. Yep. So the good men who actually value our opinions and want us to be safe and comfortable, they did what we asked. They stopped approaching us. But guess what we're left with now?
What?
We're left with the whole subsect of dudes approaching us that were the whole reason for us saying we don't want to be approached in the first place. So all the good men have decided, cool, you don't want us to approach you, we won't approach you. We won't approach you in the gym, we won't approach you in the grocery stores, we're not going to approach you. Now it's the knuckleheads that we don't want to deal with who are like, oh, bet.
Exactly. Oh my god, shocking. It's so shocking. Oh my god, I never thought of this before. But then again, I'm a man, and it's sort of obvious from a man's perspective. Then again, a man who understands boundaries. You know, as a content creator, when I say I'm talking from my personal perspective, because there are a lot of points I make that I understand are unique to me. I will die on my own hills of the points that I make.
To this day!
Personally. I hope you're focused and on your square. A woman's willingness trumps everything. That's my line. That's me. I understand why I'm saying it and where it's coming from. That's me.
They did what we asked. They stopped approaching us.
But I'm also understanding that when I'm talking about good men, I mean genuinely good men, decent men, men who understand boundaries. Now, the men who understand boundaries, like she's just realized, they're the ones who are actually going to listen to what women say and actually understand what they mean. They understand it. Yes, on one hand, it makes it more difficult for a lot of men to approach, but it's like they understand it, okay? Other men have made it look bad for us. A sad thing is, because of the way I talk, I'm seen as a misogynist, when it's like it's nothing to do with that. Because if I didn't understand what women like this were saying, I'd completely disregard what she was saying. F your boundaries, I'm still going to approach you anyway and shoot my shot. But no, I understand it, because it makes perfect sense. But the reality is, because women have put us all into one box, they think we all think the same and want the same thing. It's just made a lot of men who are actually decent men suffer in this. You see, what women didn't understand, they're insulting men about the male loneliness epidemic. They think they're F-boys and players, the narcissists, the men who never gave an F about boundaries and would never listen to what women are saying. Please. They're not suffering from a male loneliness epidemic. They wouldn't be. Sadly, the reality is a lot of decent men would be. But yet we've seen woman after woman come on the internet, complain about men, and men are questioning, what sort of men, where did you find him? Like, what sort of... My God, the guy can't do basic things in life. How did you even find him? How did you find him? Yeah, I mean, on one hand, it's good. A lot of women are catching up to what men have been saying. Men like myself, personally, have been saying. They're catching up now. Sadly, it's too late, isn't it? It's actually too late.
Let me shoot my shot. What we were hoping for is definitely not what we got. Oh. It's not what we got. Because now it's a bunch of inappropriate men approaching us in the worst ways. Meanwhile, the good men, who actually respect our opinions and our wishes, have stopped approaching us.
And women have been cussing those men for years, thinking it had something to do with misogyny. I guess for some men it does. Me personally, it was never anything to do with that. It was more understanding. Like, okay, we get it. But then the outcome of that is not going to be good. Because we understand as men, other men aren't going to stop approaching. We understand that. Women didn't, though. They thought because men were still approaching, that when men make these videos, they're talking absolute crap. No, we were telling the truth. That's why women nowadays still wonder why men are still acting the way they're acting. Why they can't find any real good men. Do decent men, good men exist? Yeah, they do. But they understand boundaries enough to not waste their time and a woman's time as well. Oh, shocking. Men don't want to waste a woman's time? Oh my God, wow. That must be a new thing to a lot of people.
All together. Yeah.
Look, I accepted a long time ago because the way I talk, I'd be seen a certain way. That's cool, it's fine. Time, sweet, beautiful time. I love time. It keeps me so confident.
Men are trash, men are evil, men are bad. Okay, but when are you going to start taking accountability for the fact that you ignore every red flag? Because no one talks about the fact that women love to go into things they know are not stable, will not age well, and yet they want to scream men are trash. I'm sorry, as adults, and I'm only talking to an adult, so if you're an adult, you'll take this in. You need to start taking accountability for going for men you know will do you wrong.
But the fun though, the fun, I understand what you're saying, we get it. But the fun though, you're missing the point that they're fun, reckless, chaotic fun.
Chaos.
I used to say silly things like, where are all the good men at? Until I started taking accountability. Now I know I'm just an ain't shit ass bitch.
Maybe I am the problem.
Maybe I am the problem.
Maybe I am the problem.
A lot of women have been saying for the past year that they realize their boyfriend possibly hates them, their boyfriend husband possibly hates them. Wouldn't be surprising. A lot of women are dating men right now that actually hate them. Yeah, because decent men wouldn't see the point in being with a woman that they don't care about. That doesn't make sense. But oh yeah, they're fun, come on. Reckless dudes are fun. What is it as a woman to ignore another red flag? Come on. Yeah, it's fun.
Sorry, I'm tired. Yes, a lot of men are evil. Yes, a lot of men do people bad. Yes, they have bad intentions. But a lot of men come as themselves. You decide to date the person you want to see. The person in front of you is not the person that you believe you're dating. But yet you decide you want to be with this person and you want to turn around and say men are trash. No, you are just incredibly silly. I'm sorry. There's a lot of times where, yes, men do really blindside you and they come at you with this fakeness and you can't see through them because they're generally presenting themselves as good people. But if somebody has 6 baby mums and they're not with any of them, they trash talk them, they're not with their kids, why would you be the 7th?
Because she wants to be unique. She wants to feel unique. Women have no idea how many men benefit off women just being this naive. They want to be seen as the baddest bee, the hottest chick, the one that changed him, Oh my God, yeah, sure. That's cute. And women have no idea how many men can play them because of that. A lot of women don't understand. A lot of men know that game. But here's another kicker for the modern woman. Decent men do not want to play stupid games just to get your attention. Again, decent men do not want to play stupid games to get your attention. They know this works. They understand playing this woman off that woman is going to make them compete against each other for you. A lot of men know this. Women don't seem to understand though. A lot of men don't want to play stupid games. They're genuine men. They want a genuine woman. They don't want to have to be this dickhead to get and keep her attention. Sadly, a lot of men understand that's the game to play. Stay in her mind. Have her thinking about you constantly. Yeah? And to decent men, that's a turn off. Because it's like, woman, I have to manipulate you for you to be here? No. I sort of want you to be here because you want to be here. Not because I'm tricking you.
If the person was unreliable from the start, if the person was rude from the start, if the person has no manners, if the person has treated every woman in their life before you badly, why are you with them? So you can't turn around and say, oh, men are trash, men are this and men are that. You need to protect yourself better. And that's something I don't hear anybody talk about. No one ever condemns the women.
What?
No. Other women co-sign other women's BS. Other women co-sign women's lack of accountability. Men have been saying it for a long time, men like myself, for years. Years upon years upon years. And I'm actually sad women don't cuss me off anymore.
Bruh.
My comment section used to be filled with women cussing me off. I don't know why they stopped. Please, cuss me off. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Just like a woman.
I understand a woman's boundaries. That must mean I hate them because I understand what they're saying. That's never made sense to me, but yeah. But no, men have been saying it for a long time.
Sorry, he treats every woman in his life like trash. Why did you think you'd be different? Because you think you're better than other women. But that's a story for another day. But listen, instead of us screaming men are trash and acting like there are no good men left, because there are good men left, guys. Let's be for real. You just don't want them. Let's actually start taking accountability.
Good point. Thank you very much. Lovely woman. Second lovely woman in a row making good points. Yeah? An understanding and realization, a clarity.
You just don't want them.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Nail on the head. You hit the nail perfectly on the head. They do not want one. Yeah? Again, something I say personally commonly, she needs to be seen as the better one. You can't be too good nowadays as a man. People are going to side-eye her like, okay, what's wrong with you? He's decent. You seem like somewhat of a bitch. Really? Come on. So let's also admit, a lot of women do not want a decent man. That's factual.
For our actions so that we can be in better spaces, be in better relationships, be in better partnerships. Because at the end of the day, if you won't change, you will always attract the same thing.
Okay, there's music playing, so I'm going to do something with the music, but my husband would lay next to me in bed at night, scrolling Tinder, talking to other women on Snapchat, while I'm 7 months pregnant. I still stayed 2 more years. And this was the least he did. I think I'll be okay if you don't like me. Yeah? This woman basically saying, I stayed with this man for a very long time. I think she was pregnant with his second baby in this, so they had a toddler already. Yeah. See, this is what women don't understand. We as men, we see this. We see this. Now, from a lot of women's perspectives, because, I'd be seen as a misogynist, I'm supposed to agree with this. No, I don't. This is absolutely disgusting. This is what women think all men are. And it's like, who the hell are you talking about? The sad reality is a lot of decent men would never do this because they'd never see the point in being with a woman while looking for another woman. They would just probably leave her. But then again, come on, really? Really? How many men are going to do that? There's a small amount of decent men that actually still exist. Now, this dude does not give an F about her. He's doing something a lot of men do nowadays. This is why women think we're all the same. It's like, no, we're not. He understands. He's already got validation from a woman. He's got a secure source of woman already. She's not going anywhere, clearly. She's next to him in bed while he's scrolling, looking at other women. She's not going anywhere. He knows that. It gives him confidence, this blind confidence a lot of women love from a man. Not realizing nothing in this world gives a man confidence more than knowing he's already got a supply of women somewhere, a supply of women somewhere. Hence, a lot of married men, men with women, baby mothers, whatever, they are still big in the dating scene. They're big on dating apps. Why wouldn't they be? There's nothing to worry about. There's nothing to fear. I've already got a woman at home. If you reject me, woman, I'll just go back home to my woman. Yeah. This is a clear big thing a lot of women don't seem to understand nowadays. That they don't seem to understand nowadays. And even if they do understand it, they want to be the unique special one that changes him.
Because you think you're better than other women.
Please, whatever. Would make a woman go anyway. Ignore red flags. There are no red flags here. That other woman was probably a tart. She was probably a slag. So even as women, they would cuss off another woman because they want to be seen as a more superior woman to a trash man. Men say pick better, then women act like they don't know what we're talking about. So in other words, here is something that as a man, myself, is calling trash. Yeah.
A very unnecessary reason why women leave, ignore you, or ghost you. If you are genuinely confused on why things ended the way that they did, I'm gonna tell you something, and luckily I did not fall victim to this. I had a female friend and I told her about a guy that I was talking to, right? And the first thing she says is like, oh, that doesn't make him special. He's not good enough for you. Like, he's not even important. He's doing the bare minimum, da-da-da-da. And I literally told her, listen, you're saying all this shit about this guy, but I never told you one bad thing about him. This is your first reaction towards me telling you that I'm being treated right by a good guy. And she felt so offended that I didn't listen to her advice that was trying to keep me single.
There we go. There we go. How many women nowadays are feeding other women BS and lies to keep them single out of jealousy? You see, all women don't come across a good man. All women can't even handle a good man because she's probably an awful person and she needs to look like the better one. So the sabotage of their friends,
Keep me single.
is something a lot of women seem to ignore. They want to overlook. Because if you have a man that treats you right, you don't deserve that. You don't deserve a man to treat you right. Men aren't like that. Men aren't good men. Men are horrible. Yeah, misery does love company. And what a lot of men have seen nowadays is a lot of miserable women are out here telling other women there is no such thing as a good man. Decent men don't exist. Decent men no longer exist. Do you know why I tell men, get money, work at home? Because the sad reality nowadays is being a decent man, being a good man, a man that understands boundaries, it basically means you're cooked in modern dating. A lot of women are so far gone, they're used to trauma dating, they're used to trauma bond relationships, they're used to dating toxic narcissistic dudes that when they come across a man like you, bruh, she thinks you're weird. Not because you're doing anything weird, but because you're treating her like a human being, like a person, like she has value.
That's just gross.
Wow. Being a decent guy nowadays sadly means you get nothing.
But the reason why I'm saying this is because so many women sabotage relationships, right? They don't even know the full story. They might not even know the bad things, but I'm telling you, like, when I brought up to her that guy, she immediately changed the way that she treated me. Now all of a sudden, she's getting mad at me for little things. Now all of a sudden, her energy changed. Now all of a sudden, she's starting fights with me. But when I was single, she loved me.
Of course.
But when she finds out that a guy is treating me right and he's making me feel good, happy, and feminine, all of a sudden she's trying to find flaws in my life and pick at it. I'm like still trying to connect the situation together because I know who I am. I know what I have to offer to people. But it's like I genuinely feel bad for the women who fall for manipulative women who will literally try to ruin your life because they're jealous of you.
And no one ever says how many women sabotage their friends and other women because they are jealous that a woman has found a man who treats her like an actual woman. My God. The world is yours. Have a nice day.
They did what we asked. They stopped
approaching us.
You just don't want them.